Hi, Teddy. Good morning. How you doing
Hi,
today?
good morning. Really well,
You're
thank you so
awesome,
much.
by the way.
Oh, thank you so much. I had a morning yoga session, so I think that helped me to kind of feel really great, start the day with a good energy.
Awesome. So, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to everyone who's listening to us. My name is Kendi from the Nordic Women in Tech Awards, and this is the second episode of the Spotlight team, the team behind the scene making the Nordic Women in Tech come to life in Oslo in November 13th, 2024. And today we have with us Teddy. Hi,
Hi,
Teddy. Hi.
hi, hi. Thank you so much for the invitation. It is a pleasure to be here and to share a little bit behind the scenes of Nordic Women in Tech Awards.
Awesome. Awesome. Good to know. Okay, so for the second episode, like we did before now, we also like part of the amazing women who are making things happen and who are going to, be strategic to also not implement the awards. So Teddy here with us is a board member the Nordic Women in Tech. And of course, she's also actively involved in the sponsorship and partnership campaign and all activities relating to ensuring that the Nordic Women in Tech 2024 come to life in Oslo. Welcome again, Teddy. So to begin with, Teddy, I'm going to ask you to, give us a brief introduction about who you are as an individual, maybe just a short background to that.
Yes, sure. I will be happy to do just a brief introduction. My name is Teddy. I'm based in Oslo, and I've been working with women in tech initiatives and organizations for the last couple of years. I've been previously involved with Women in Tech Oslo, with a Women Tech Global Network, now also establishing Women in Tech Norway, and of course working with Nordic Women in Tech Awards for the last 3 4 years. I'm also impact entrepreneur. I'm very passionate about empowering women and creating sustainable future for everyone. It is amazing to be part of the Nordic Women in Tech Awards.
Um, awesome. Thank you for that wonderful introduction, Teddy. So I think I'm curious to know how did you get involved with the Nordic Women in Tech Awards?
So my journey with the Nordic Women in Tech Awards started around 4 years ago, actually, already, when the founders, Pomina and Katya, reached out to me to when I was working with Women in Tech Oslo to join as a partner, and we built a really wonderful partnership. Then the organization Women in Tech Oslo over the years become less active, but I continue to contribute to the organization process and support from the Norwegian side with Women in Tech Norway and for the Nordic Women in Tech Awards. And yes, then afterwards, last year, I was invited to join as a board member, and this year we're hosting it in Oslo, so it's a very exciting year for us.
Wow, so you've been with the Nordic Women in Tech Awards since the past 4 years. Wow, that's a long time. Well done. So, this is me on behalf of like other women globally and even in the Nordics, saying thank you for all that you do. I mean, you've been with the Nordic Women in Tech for the past 4 years. It means you've contributed your time for the past 4 years. You've contributed your expertise, your experience, and everything to make women in tech to be seen, heard, and celebrated. So, thank you, Teddy, for the wonderful things that you do. So I'm also curious. I know like many other persons would be like anticipating to hear your story about being in tech. I know you've been like board member in different organizations that has to do with celebrating women in tech, and every other thing that has to do with encouraging women in tech. So what's the story behind you in tech?
Yes, I have actually my story started. I would say in early age, I've been always very passionate about math and science, and it was my actually that area, that subjects were my favorite subjects, and I've been going in competitions and always exciting about this type of topics. And I had early experience with joining HTML course, which unfortunately wasn't that pleasant because I was the only girl in that course, and I felt like I don't really belong there. The way how the environment was, I decided to stop. And then I transitioned towards other industries. I got degree in business, in PR, and I was involved a lot in the creative industries. But I've been always very curious about innovation, about technologies. So in the early years when I moved to Norway and I lived in Stavanger, I started to join different tech events, hackathons, and I got really inspired and interested to be more involved in this industry because obviously it triggered my curiosity to get to know more about all these emerging technologies, but also it was interesting how with technologies you can solve so many challenges. So I started to join these hackathons, different events, which was always very interesting, and I somehow felt I belong here, even though at that time I was working a lot in fashion, in music, art, other more creative. I wouldn't say more creative because tech can be also really creative, but other type of industries. And then I felt like tech is something what really I feel very much connected with and people working in tech. And something what I noticed during that period is also most of the time I was the only girl woman in the room in these events. Sometimes it was challenging almost to team up because I felt like lonely sometimes at these events. And then I started to get more curious how I can empower more women to actually join these initiatives and learn how interesting technologies and how exciting can be. So that's how I started to join the different women in tech empowering organization. And in the beginning of my journey was Women in Tech Oslo, which was really amazing community. And from the beginning, actually, I got this very welcoming and very warm feeling. And I was so excited to also join as a team member and support the process. And step by step, I started to involve both in actually building projects that were related to VR, to 3D printing, and smart technologies, and digital media, the latest amazing project that I've been involved with. And in parallel, also working with empowering women in tech, which I believe I take it somehow as a personal cause, and I believe that if we want to build sustainable future, we need to have more women in tech. I think it's very important for diversity, for the equality, for more fair future, but also for more sustainable future because obviously technology will define where we will be in a couple of years. It's developing everything so fast. We live in such an exciting times, and I think women has to be involved in this process, and they can contribute so much to the table. Sometimes it's incredible when you see what women are capable of. So we need to embrace and empower this, and try to really bring more women in this process.
Absolutely, absolutely, Teddy. I cannot have yes. You are very right. You mentioned like the need for more women in tech. We need a more diversified tech ecosystem that sees the potentials of everyone in within the sector, bringing in their unique experiences, their unique life, their bringing into the development and the innovation of new things to help us live better as humans. So thank you very much for that. And I kind of resonate so much with your story about tech, like how you got into tech, being the only one who is a woman, doing things, just trying to be representative, So a lot of women share similar experiences, but I hope in few years to come, the case would change and we would not have situations where we have just one person being a woman, representing women, to make things happen. I hope, um, revolution that is coming up in the tech ecosystem is eradicating that case scenario where we do not have, equal representation of women in tech. Awesome. So I'm going to ask you, I know you mentioned this earlier on during your interview, but I really want to emphasize this to a lot of our large audience who are watching right now. You're currently based in Norway, right?
Well,
Sorry, you're
yes,
muted. Can you repeat that?
yes, sure. Yes, I'm based in Oslo, but I still I work also a lot online, so I'm spending also some time now in the summer in Cyprus, and I will travel this week to Portugal. So it's quite dynamic, but I'm based basically in Oslo.
And also, that's great. And if I may ask, where you originally from?
Well, yeah, I'm originally from Bulgaria, so I moved to Norway 12 years ago, and I kind of fell in love with the country, with the nature, with the people from the beginning, and also this nourishing towards creativity and towards empowering like entrepreneurship, the ability to grow. So, has been very exciting journey, and yeah, coming from Bulgaria, actually, it's also very ahead. I was a bit surprised when I heard the percentage in when it comes to women in tech. Bulgaria this year is the first was in the first like leading by percentage representation in women in tech in Europe. So that was really interesting to learn. So maybe I've seen a lot actually when I was young, a lot of female representation in tech. My father was in the tech industry, so I know a lot of like engineers. Sometimes when I see him, I will see a lot of women in that space. So I hope that yeah, we could kind of empower more women everywhere, actually around the world. But of course, now the main focus is the Nordics, and I think Nordics are has a really great ability to and in the last few years, I've seen the change by the percentage and actually the eagerness to really empower more women, especially in Norway. I would talk more concretely. So it's yeah, it's exciting to be in this process and to see how we can contribute more.
Awesome. Yes. So I just wanted to quickly highlight that, a lot of like persons, maybe they have questions. Oh, I'm not from the Nordics, but I reside in the Nordics. Can I be a part of this community? It's absolutely welcome. Like we stated in the last episode, that Nordic Women in Tech Awards is so heavy on diversity and inclusion. So as much as you reside in the Nordics, and of course that you're doing something relating to tech, this is your community. The Nordic Women in Tech Awards embraces all, and this is all that we are all about. So thank you so much, Teddy, for also like sharing your experience to make a lot of our audience realize this. That yes, irrespective of your origin, you're more than welcome in the Nordic Women in Tech Awards. All right, I think I'm quickly going to read out a comment. So we have like a comment from LinkedIn. Thank you, Zara Samani. They said, so excited to be part of this. I can't wait to meet all great women in Oslo. Amazing, Zara. Thank you so much. We're also anticipating November 13th to meet you and to meet other amazing women and men, men allies that are encouraging women in tech as well. So we're looking forward to this date, and it's absolutely going to be one mind-blowing one. We already have lined up of the event schedule. I hope everyone opts on to our website to check this on. So before we get into the nitty-gritty and details of what the Nordic Women in Tech Awards will be looking like in November, I'm going to quickly ask you, Teddy, some of the works that you do with the Nordic Women in Tech Awards, if you would mind, or rather do not mind sharing sharing some of what you are doing with the team.
A little bit of yes, I will be happy. Of course, it will be nice to bring a little bit insights and what we're cooking, and that's always helping actually to make everyone even more excited. The previous years, to be honest, I've been supporting with a little bit with communication and like partnership sponsorships, but I haven't been able to contribute that much. This year is the year when it's obviously the main support is needed from Norway, as we're hosting it in Oslo. So I work a lot with introducing partnerships, also with the location. We're having amazing venue in Oslo. It's actually my favorite, to share a little secret. So I'm really happy that we're having this partnership with Aquarium Hotel, the Hub, and just say big thank you also to Strawberry for their continuous support for empowering women and inclusion and diversity. And I'm also working with the logistic itself, how we are going to make the words happening in the local level. So we're planning a very interesting program. So I would encourage everyone to check it out. We're going to, I can share a little bit more details if you want. I'm not sure now or afterwards. So the other thing is also sponsorships, which are also very important. Because obviously to be able to host the words, we need the support of companies that care about the topics of diversity, inclusion in tech. So that's another area where I'm working proactively now with the sponsorship team. And yes, communication in local level, which we are strengthening in the upcoming months. So basically, I'm a little bit like involved in the almost all the different aspects, maybe a little bit less communication. Where is your team? Because you have layer everything, I think it's in place, and we just support locally. But when it comes to the organization and partnership and sponsorship, that's kind of the main activities. And we've been receiving so far really great feedback from local partners and organizations, and we're really looking forward to connect with even more and build something really, really amazing and memorable this year as well. The previous year has been all wonderful, so we're looking forward also to do something really great in Oslo.
Amazing, Teddy. Thank you so much for all that you do. I mean, I know that there's a lot of work that is going in house behind the scenes with sponsorship, partnerships, and logistics and everything. And being that this year's event is going to be held in Norway, where you currently reside, it's a whole lot of work on yourself as the one who is like on ground to make sure that all things goes on well. We appreciate you. We see you, and to every other member of the partnership and sponsorship team. This is a shout out to you from the communications team, of course, and and to every other person within the Nordic Women in Tech Awards team and extension to our community at large. We say thank you to you. And I know you also slightly mentioned some of the sponsors and partners that we have on board. I know it's not a good time to disclose any of this right now, but I mean, you may have some words or some thoughts to share with some companies, organizations. You may have like, hi Teddy, can you hear me?
I think we got a bit of yes. I think
Disconnect.
we're back. I can hear
Awesome.
you.
Yes. So I was saying, if you can hear me well, is that um, if you mind or do not mind, rather sharing some words to some organizations or companies that are looking at partnering with us but do not know how to, or do not know how to sponsor the Nordic Women in Tech Awards, which is happening on 13th of November. So any advice or any thoughts on how they can make this happen with us?
Yes, definitely. I would be happy to share. So basically, reaching out on the website, there is a lot of great information. That's what I really like with Nordic Women in Tech Awards, that everything is very transparent and very open in a way, inclusive. So there is a lot of information available, but I would highly suggest also to get in touch with, it could be with anyone from the team. Also, there is contact information on the website, and just to learn a little bit more about the opportunities, because I really do believe, especially for the organizations which are in Norway and that would like to outreach both in Norway and across the Nordics. We have close to 10,000 members, amazing community, and there's going to be different activities around the event itself. The CAWA is going to be also very exciting with 500 guests this year. So we will be happy to introduce and share all the details and also discuss. We're very open and flexible to develop even customized packages and discuss how we can build like a mutual sponsorship, but it's in a way partnership because it's kind of nourishing and win-win for everyone, and at the end for the all the amazing women that we are going to actually celebrate during the gala. And once again, the support of these organizations is really valuable and important because to make this event happen, we need to onboard everyone, including also the sponsors. So just reach out and we will be happy. We're of course now around the summer months, like in July. It's the summer vacation, but we are working behind the scenes. So if anyone is interested, just anytime we are here to share and talk to anyone who is interested.
Amazing. Thank you for sharing that, Teddy. So, to any organization or company out there, and you're looking out to increasing diversity in tech, this is a way to do that because as you support and celebrate organizations like the Nordic Women in Tech Awards, whose responsibility is to celebrate these women in tech, it also, in a way, indirectly attracts more women into the tech ecosystem. So, please reach out to us. You can reach out to us either through our website or our social media platform. I'm sure Teddy and other persons who work actively on the sponsorship and partnership team would be happy to meet with you and to discuss, amazing collaboration processes with your organization and the Nordic Women in Tech Awards. And for individuals as well, I'm sure you're also wondering how you can be a part of this. We know we have a large community and a lot of persons already know how they can, be part of this already. But if you do not know, there's no worries. You can rush to our website, nordicwomenintech.awards.com, and you can book a seat. You can register for the Nordic Women in Tech Awards, and of course, get the opportunity to witness this celebration in Oslo come November 13th. So all you have to do is go to the website at nordicwomenintech.awards.com. Yes. So Teddy, I'm going to ask you what your high moment has been working with the Nordic Women in Tech Awards. For every person, we may have like different high time experience, like, or maybe it's doing the day itself or doing the periods for the plannings that has been your high moment. That's yes, I'm doing this and I'm happy I'm doing this. So, what is this to you, Teddy?
Do you mean what has been like the most inspiring moments for me?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, the
Okay.
very high
Yeah.
moment.
Well, I would say since from the beginning, it has been very, very inspiring and exciting. And there was a moment actually, we had a conversation with Pomena, one of the founders, and I remember she was saying about the plans to expand to the other countries and to actually make it more inclusive of sense of sharing the words, not just to be that time they were hosted mostly in Denmark, and then she was sharing that she would like to host them in also other countries and to kind of make it as a co-creation. And I just find that so inspiring. I think that time I got really so passionate about the Nordic Women in Tech Awards because I really believe in unity, and that to make impact and change, we have to really come together as much as possible. So that really inspired me. And working with the team, it's always very. It gives you a lot of energy and a lot of good experience because we have in the team very amazing, really amazing women, like the ladies from Iceland, Power, and Valentina, and of course Katya and Pomena, the founders. Everybody who has been in this team has been very also supportive. That's what I really like. And in the Nordic Women in Tech Awards is that the team inside there is community that is with all the women from the Nordics, but also internally there is a great community and great support. So it is hard to say like a specific moment, but I think it's like a constant inspiration. And obviously, when we have these little wins with onboarding some amazing partners, when we start to plan and visualize how the words are going to look like, when we have the actual words, I was 2 years ago in Gothenburg when we had it in Sweden. It was the energy and the vibration. It's really special during the awards, I would say. Something what I've been in so many like conferences and events across Europe and even the world. And I would say there is something special with the Nordic Women in Tech Awards, which you can mostly feel when you are in place, but also when you're part of the community. So it is a constant like inspiration and positive energy. Obviously, we have moments when you can get a bit like overwhelmed or like we have so many things to do. But again, then it's you have the team that Jameson like and Pullman always encourages and say if you need help, just reach out, and that's how I believe the future looks like when it comes to working together, and obviously that's how the successful teams are just supporting and cooperating and empowering each other internally and externally. So it's a yeah, it's the whole process, I would say.
Amazing, Teddy. I was going to ask you what excites you about being in the Nordic Women in Tech Awards team, and you already mentioned some of these things. Yeah, and I love that. I mean, I also like I also feel the same way that you feel about the collaboration, about seeing other women within the team inspire you as well. So I love the feeling that people who you have as teammates also serve as a source of inspiration to you as a member of the team itself. So I love this feeling as well, and that's of course you've shared with us as part of your eye moments in the Nordic Women in Tech Awards as a team member. So, okay, I'm not going to ask you that question again since you've covered that. I'm also going to just go to asking you this question where you see Nordic Women in Tech Awards in the next 10 years. So, in your imagination, how do you think this movement is going to look like in 10 years to come?
Great question. And to be honest, I never had envisioned before, but it's a good exercise in a way, which I think I will continue to have after our session and conversation. Because you always we have, I think, a bit like a short term, but like 10 years, it's, well, I would say I really see Nordic Women in Tech Awards like to be over the Nordics, maybe even Europe, because I think there is some other formats, but like this what Nordic Women Tech is providing, and we are also bringing participation from the European Union, from the previous. So we are Nordic, but we also bring the world. We are connecting with the world. So I would say I see the Nordic Women Tech Awards really establish and thriving and flourishing, empowering a lot of women, and inspiring really the next generation, because that's one of the main purposes is to inspire the all the girls and women that are going to enter the tech industry, and also connecting even more on a local level, onboarding more of the women in tech organizations, because I really believe it's important to work together as a team with this cause of creating role models and inspiring and bringing the community together, and also connecting even globally, more internationally, expanding in that aspect. So I see it as a very big celebration that it's already throughout the year with the beautiful gala and all the activities around, but even more and more, well, everybody is excited and looking for, and we are making amazing impact with a lot of great women out there in the spotlight, inspiring and just being who they are, because there are so many inspiring women that needs to be presented to the world.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. I agree with you, Toby. Like you said, the Nordic Women in Tech Awards is celebrating women in tech at the moment, but it's also an inspiration to the future women and girls who are going to, get into tech when they see people who they look up to, doing amazingly well and are being celebrated. And they, of course, are receiving the accolades for the good works they are doing in tech. So absolutely, I agree with you. The Nordic Women in Tech is celebrating the present, and of course, is also going to be paving the way for the future. Awesome. So we are getting to the end of this interesting conversation, Teddy. And to wrap up this to wrap up this session, I'm going to ask you what keeps motivating you to continue to do all that you do in the Nordic Women in Tech Awards, and of course, outside Nordic Women in Tech Awards, being like a woman who is actively in the tech ecosystem.
A little bit, but I will be happy to kind of go deeper in that topic. Um, it is the team in one aspect, the continuous support, and this um, like a space where you feel safe and empowered in a way. It's also all the amazing women when I hear about achievements, and I was invited 1 year to be a jury, and it was so inspiring to see women, which it was actually very hard to make the selection, because it's really like I was reading the profiles, like wow, all these women, they have to be in the spotlight, and seeing some women around me, I think really also inspires me, and also male allies. There is great allies out there, and they're highly needed, because we need to onboard, and we have to work together as a team, male and female, for empowering women in the tech industry. And it's also the planning process, the organization process really also inspires me and gives me positive energy. We're having a very exciting program. If you allow me, just very briefly, I know we're going to the end of the conversation. In Oslo, we're preparing something interesting. We're going to have, I think it's for first time actually, retreat day in the well, in Oslo. We're going to have also event like a welcoming cocktail evening, and then we're going to have a mini summit with workshops and sessions during the day. And of course, we're having the gala event, and the next day we're going to have like experiences around Oslo. So it's envisioning all this, and having the meetings and working on making it happen really gives me a lot of inspiration. And sometimes I can be overloaded because with all other activities, but when you see things happening and wonderful people that are open to support and partner, cooperate, then this really empowers and gives you energy. Sometimes, of course, it's highly needed when you have many hats and a lot of things that you need to take care of. So yes, that's basically.
Teddy, thank you so much for sharing all of that. I mean, you gave a snapshot to what the Oslo event is going to be looking at. So every of our audience who is listening to us, we just got an insight from an in-house person. She gave you the secrets to, the preparations and plans to what you're going to be getting, attending the Nordic Women in Tech Awards come 13th of November. And so, yes, you do not want to miss out on this. Go to our website and book a seat if you are yet to, book a seat. And to all the nominees, of course, you are more than welcome. We're looking forward to, seeing you at the D-Day, the event venue that day. We're also looking to see all our judges as well, as much as our sponsors, our partnering organizations as well. So I'm going to quickly read few comments that we have from LinkedIn. So we have Valentina. Thank you, Valentina, for sharing. She just said beautiful. Yes, of course. You're also beautiful, Valentina. Thank you for sharing that with us. So we also have our founder, our co-founder, Plamena, share some comments. I'm going to read it out loud so everyone can see, or rather can hear. It's not only our responsibility as NWITA community to make it easier for women and other minority groups in tech to follow a career path in the industry. It's also on individuals and organizations to contribute. Absolutely. I would love to see more organizations, corporates to commit to DEIB in tech. Thank you both for the great conversation. Thank you to Plamena. I mean, you and Kacha, your vision brought the Nordic Women in Tech Awards to life, and we are excited to be a part of this journey with you as much as the extended community of the Nordic Women in Tech Awards. And just like you rightly said, Plamena, it is not only the Nordic Women in Tech Awards responsibility, but for everyone out there, individuals, corporate organization, to make DEIB, an important part of the tech ecosystem. And obviously, you can do this by supporting a cause like the Nordic Women in Tech Awards. Like Teddy already mentioned, we are more than welcome to have conversations around sponsorship, around partnership, around collaborations to make the Nordic Women in Tech Awards even better and bigger, and to reach a wider audience to strengthen DEIB in tech. So, Plamena, thank you for sharing those amazing comments with us. Teddy, unfortunately, we've come to the end of this. I feel like this conversation should be ongoing because it is super interesting to catch up with you and to hear your insightful experience as well as your work with the Nordic Women in Tech Awards. So, on a final note, I don't know if you have anything to share with the audience or anyone out there that you feel you want to speak to directly. You have the floor, Teddy.
Yeah, thank you so much. It has been a real pleasure to have this conversation with you, Kenny, and thank you for the invitation and the great initiative of the team. And yeah, I just want to say to everyone that we're looking forward to see you on the 13th of November, and of course to speak before that. If you have any ideas and you would like to join in some way, and you are interested to learn more, reach out. And also to remember that we are all role models in a way, and we all have to remember that we need to empower each other and to celebrate each other. And what more exciting way to do it than a gala ceremony on the 13th of November in Oslo. So looking forward to see everyone there.
Amazing. Thank you, Teddy. It's been so awesome conversing with you today. And this is when we cut the curtain of today. Like you already know now that this is a series that is, continuously going to be taking place. So watch out and stay tuned for the next episode on the spotlight for the team behind the scene for the Nordic Women in Tech Awards. My name is Kehinde Kayode from the communications team of the Nordic Women in Tech Awards. See you next time. Bye.